Anderson Studios. I am plugging away with the white paper C# scripts that Rajaa Issa had put together on Food for Rhino, and I have gone through the points and picked out the ones I like that I think are worth keeping as extra nodes. I've gone through the surfaces, the meshes, and the breps, and we'll pick everything because, basically those are pretty basic scripts you can get to. I did think this one was interesting. There's a little bit of a problem here. It's working, and it's totally red, which I find very interesting. So I still have total control over this, and it works. But it has something to do with the problems I'm having with C#. Not too many problems, but enough of them. I'm listening away to Pink Floyd here, which is nice. But GitHub is here, and what I've done is basically set up some repositories that you can go to, and you can hop to these repositories. These were my basic C# scripts that you can hop to. All you have to have is a hops node. Click on one of these and download. You don't have to download, just have to copy the link. And I can also go back to move my face out of the way somehow. Go back to here, my repos, and the one I've just made is the ones linking to Rajaa Issa. These are the ones I mostly like. So the one I have going here is, these are all ready and all hopped up scripts. You can take a look at them. You can download them and look at them. That's fine. Take a look at the C and figure out the details. It's open source. But, pick one you like. Method point distance, change the vertices is the one I'm working on right now. So you just grab copy link. And then get rid of that. And then in here, you would have to bring down a hops node right here. And you would just set your path to that. And it will take a second. I think it could be interesting here. Is it going to load right up or stop this script? It loaded up. It has the mesh and the amps. And it should work fine. I put my name on mine. Change vertices, locations, random 1. This is the first algorithm. And it produces this kind of interesting little script that I find fun. I just sit down here and run a numbers slider, just any number through a data recorder, find a list length, and then multiply it by sign to get an oscillation, take the absolute value, and then I'm able to just lift those vertices up and have fun on a little bit of a timer. So it looks like, a donut umpire in Rhino, which I guess somebody wants to do. But that's not the point of the script. The script is that you're able to just grab a mesh. Now, of course, everything's hidden here. The path is set fine to GitHub, so it should be up and running. We can try this with the amp and this one, and we should be able to have a double surface, and there we go. So it's still running just fine. And this one's running too, so that's pretty interesting. Let's disable that one. So very interesting that you've got a script that says it doesn't work, but it does work through hops. And I think these are the little things I'm figuring out, which is kind of exciting to me. So anyway, put that one back into there. I'll get rid of this one. I'll let you bring in, and you can name your scripts whatever you want if they become useful. And what I have to do now is go back out of here, my path. I think that was the one that was there. Should run. But maybe I need to resolve the solution because I was playing around a little too much. Or I can just come back into here and bring it back to what I had prior. Oh, it's still disabled. So I'll just bring it back this way. Sometimes I lose my mind a little bit. Let's go back. And should be able to enable it. And there we go. We have our fiery little cookie. And there you go. What I also have here are the other geometry scripts that I really like. This one is Topology of Rep, which breaks down everything that this torus has and gives you some really interesting 3D loops and 2D loops, and shows you the square that it stemmed from, the point where it comes from, so you can really get to the topology of a rep very nicely. The other one was a move away from centers. I thought that was kind of nice. So you could take any rep, it finds its center, and then blasts itself away by that distance from the faces to that center and then moves them away in that direction. So that might be a pretty interesting standardized thing to do. And I guess I can play around with that a little bit, take my visibility. I thought I had a torus here, but if not, I'll just make another torus and see if that tortoise is interesting enough to bring in and pop in here. Let's see what happens if we set one rep. There you go. So did it blast that away from itself to its center? Well, yeah, and then I think it just sets it right back to where it was. So probably not a great object to think about doing. And then I just lost my square. I thought I had the visibility of the square, so let's take that one and reset it. Set one rep, and there you go, blast it away. And you see everything that's been brought in and made internalized in here, so everything works fine. I'm going to take everything that's actually baked in Rhino and just leave it there. Yeah, so a couple of these scripts. The other one I was playing with was this wild one that I was having fun with surfaces. It basically makes a surface between two surfaces. So I generated a very interesting surface, I think. A little sine surface, a little trig surface. I generated another one, so they're very close together. And there they are, and then they behave very beautifully with these surfaces. So these surfaces are what pin these two undulating forms, these trigonometric forms together. And you have a nice radius to kind of control that and change that and see how many you want together. I really like this surface between two surfaces and what I'm actually doing with it. You set your tolerance, set your radius, and then you end up with these pretty interesting surfaces between the two. I thought that might be nice for fabrication. I wasn't really sure exactly what I was doing. But anyway, the math before it, I just threw it in there for fun if you're interested. And then the first one I showed not too long ago was planar surface from planar intervals, which is pretty boring. I mean, that could be more basic than that. So coming in and changing that, and of course you can set these whatever you want. So what I'm trying to do is find some interesting scripts, but with this timer, it's kind of some experience I've had with Grasshopper players. So I think I'm getting a little closer to it. Not really sure what's going to happen. Let's put our fiery donut back on and zoom on out. And there you go. You can see that we have some nice little scripts here baked. And there's more to that as it comes, because you've got all these ones that were tucked in here to begin with, which I started with. But I think this is kind of a fun way to just process. In the end, you would be able to jump right into these scripts, pulling this one over here, hop to these geometry skips, and I thought, yeah, I had them all cooked in here, and there they are. So you just grab one you like, you can just take it, you can copy the link, and back you go to your hops node and pull up whatever one you want and get live from a GitHub. Hopefully you like it. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. I have closed up all my other repositories because they're just boring old Grasshopper files, in my opinion. There's a lot of C# and Python in there, but hopefully I'll get them all active and hopping up so that you can either grab them as these type of files if you like, or apply them to something I've done, or you can actually go in and get the C script that's driving them. When I'm done with Rajaa Issa, which I still have plenty to do, I'm just getting the meshes and I'll have to do my structs and my transformations in my classes. I think I'll do my make 2D, and I'm staying away from the vector ones because they're kind of simple. I think everything will be kind of fun. It's my take on probably how to make a donut, but mine is make it out of a data recorder in Rhino, Grasshopper, and use hops and see if you can make a fiery jump here and there. For most of you that watch my videos, they're about 10 minutes, and they're just always different. So thanks very much for watching.